are skyscrapers and endless dreams, there still exist cities you'd never want to live in. Outwardly, they appear peaceful, poetic, even unbelievably cheap. But hidden behind the smiles of these small towns are fears of being robbed, assaulted, or simply losing sleep to police sirens every night. Today, let's explore the 10 most dangerous cities in America, where peace is merely a mask. In Sitka, Alaska, the most dangerous thing isn't bears but humans. This town presents itself as a perfect postcard with towering mountains, whales breaching the icy waters, and bald eagles circling the dark green forests. It all looks like a painting, except this painting has grown moss and lives in the Arctic. Sitka feels luxurious and secluded, where your neighbors could be a local, an indigenous shaman, or a moose casually grazing on your lawn. Tourists see Sitka and call it a tranquil paradise, but residents know that the serene exterior is just a thin coat of paint. Because Sitka has one of the highest per capita crime rates in Alaska, 81.63 incidents per 1,000 residents, with 87% being property crimes. Meaning your kayak, bicycle, or bear spray could vanish at any moment. Not just theft, violent crime in Sitka also exceeds the national average, creating an unbelievable paradox against its overly peaceful natural scenery. Ironically, Sitka isn't cheap to compensate for the danger. The average home price is nearly $475,000, rent around $1,800 per month, even higher than Phoenix. We're not used to handling halibut or bear encounters, you. A Reddit user aptly described it. Here, people are either extremely relaxed or hiding from something. Sitka is beautiful, but that beauty is fragile. With 226 rainy days a year and no road access, only planes and ferries connected to the outside world. Sitka is remote, expensive, and gloomy in a way that overwhelms many. It's truly a paradise, if in your imagination, paradise comes with sturdy logs, bear spray always in pocket, and $19 sushi. Cairo, a ghost town with alarming crime. Cairo in Illinois is the kind of ghost town where even ghosts need security cameras. On the map, its location should have made it a bright spot, situated where the Mississippi and Ohio rivers meet. A rare geographic position like a power couple that once shaped Midwestern trade. In the past, Cairo was bustling with steamboats docking, gentlemen's clubs lit up, and a booming economy. You might expect a serene riverside town, some historical traces, or a retired paddle boat quietly resting by the water. What Cairo offers instead is urban decay, desolate streets, and an atmosphere tinged with despair. We tried, but it wasn't enough. And then there are the numbers. Numbers Cairo isn't proud of. The violent crime rate here exceeds 1,200 incidents per 100,000 people, nearly 5 times the national average. There's hardly anything left to steal, as Cairo. Houses worth $29,000 sit untouched, no one bothers to look. The real estate market is like a choose-your-own-adventure book, but whichever path you choose, you end up in a dead-end alley named disappointment. Just a town in decline. Cairo is a living warning of what happens when infrastructure, economy, and hope all vanish from the ledger. A Reddit user bluntly said, "In Cairo you die." Living in Cairo might be cheap, but the real cost lies elsewhere. In the boarded-up windows, generational poverty, and the tension felt every sunset. Here, you can buy a house for the price of a good blender, but good luck finding a grocery store within 10 miles. Cairo is no longer a city, it's the ruins of what was once promised. And a bitter reminder that in some places, time doesn't heal but only makes things worse. Gallup, where Route 66 meets violence. Gallup in New Mexico is where Route 66 crosses the desert and crime crosses the lives of residents. Just by the name, you might imagine it as a town to stop for gas, buy turquoise crafts, and enjoy a bit of southwestern hot wind. You can survive this trip. Let that rustic veneer fool you. Here, roughness ISN. Gallup's violent crime rate reaches 1,992 incidents per 100,000 residents, nearly 5 times the US average. Assaults are so common that people joke if they could earn points, many would have redeemed a car by now. Property crime also soars, over 6,800 incidents per 100,000 people. Simply put, if you don't nail something down, it could disappear in minutes. Cars, wheels, hubcaps, even license plates easily become targets. The average household income is only about $37,000, with a poverty rate exceeding 30%, a harsh figure for a small town. Rent at $850 sounds manageable, but that's before factoring in car repairs, hospital bills, or replacing another set of tires because the old ones vanished. Job opportunities revolve around retail, healthcare, education, and tourism, unless you count being robbed as a part-time job with no resume needed. Route 66 was once a symbol of freedom, of cross-state journeys full of openness, but in Gallup, that freedom comes with high alert. In a place where beauty and chaos coexist, what you must hold on to tightest isn't your luggage but your own safety. Bessemer, a town cheap but not cheap. Bessemer in Alabama is the kind of town where anyone looking at housing prices would be surprised. A house costs only about $95,000, much cheaper than many places in America, with low rent, quiet streets, and warm southern climate year-round. On the surface, Bessemer seems ideal for starting over with a small budget, but like many declining towns, it has an undeniable secret. Cheap housing isn't due to luck or perks but because crime here is alarmingly high. The town's violent crime rate is nearly 6 times the national average. Robberies, assaults, and gun violence keep residents in constant anxiety. You might leave home in the morning feeling normal, but return to hear neighbors recount what just happened on the street corner. Public services in town are often overloaded and under-resourced. Roads aren't fully repaired, traffic lights sometimes flicker as if giving up. Residents going shopping, mailing letters, or simply parking must stay vigilant as if in a risky game. A saying passed around on Reddit, if you hear fireworks outside of July, it's best not to open the door, has unintentionally become a familiar warning for locals. Still, the town has a familiar southern charm, fragrant barbecue joints, smiles of elders on porches, and sunny afternoons. But that pleasant feeling quickly gives way to caution at sunset. Residents install cameras, change locks frequently, and always check who's at the end of the street. This town makes one thing very clear. Cheap housing doesn't mean a cheap life. The money saved on homes is sometimes paid with daily worry and insecurity. Bessemer is living proof that a low-cost place can make your life heavier than in the most expensive cities. Riviera Beach, blue sea and darkness. Hearing this name sounds like a piece of paradise on the Atlantic coast. Rows of palm trees sway gently in the wind, pristine white yachts glide across the emerald water, and afternoons bathed in honey-colored sunset light. Anyone visiting for the first time might easily think they're standing before a miniature version of the Florida Dream, where people enjoy warm sunshine, beautiful beaches, and luxurious waterfront living. But this place isn't as gentle as its appearance suggests. Behind the luxurious marinas and resort-like residential areas lies an unbelievable truth. The violent crime rate here is even higher than Miami, which is famously chaotic yet has better safety statistics than this small city with its elegant exterior. This leaves many newcomers to Riviera Beach stunned when facing reality. Robberies occur frequently enough to make police sirens a familiar sound at night. Residents still enjoy the sea breeze and aid out of the deep blue ocean, but simultaneously keep an eye on security cameras and patios and parking lots. There are places that resemble high-end resorts, but just a few streets away are areas locals avoid entering after dark. Riviera Beach also has a cost of living that's far from comfortable. The average household income is around $50,000, but rent remains at nearly $1,900 per month. This creates a huge contrast between the wealthy appearance and real life, forcing many people to struggle to maintain stability in an already risky environment. Nevertheless, the town still possesses undeniable beauty. Each morning, sunlight shining on the water makes the entire coastline sparkle. Yet that beauty cannot erase the silent worries of residents. Here, people can sip a $9 smoothie while glancing to see if their nearby car remains intact. Riviera Beach teaches a simple yet stark lesson. Paradise can still carry its own shadows. And sometimes, what protects you best isn't fancy wings, but a sturdy steel fence. Monroe, when the South loses its smile. Monroe in Louisiana once embodied everything people love about the American South. Ancient trees casting shadows over slow waters, small restaurants serving spicy crawfish. Soft zydeco music drifting through windows each evening, and people who always smile kindly at strangers. This is the image that made many believe Monroe was a warm, slow-paced, and livable place. But the southern smile in Monroe is gradually disappearing. Beneath the beauty of waterways and unique culture lies a reality even locals find hard to acknowledge. Monroe has one of the highest violent crime rates in the country, even surpassing many famously dangerous large cities. Assaults, robberies, and conflicts occur frequently enough for police sirens to become the city's familiar background noise. Poverty makes everything more severe. The average household income is only around $32,000, while over 35% of residents live below the poverty line. Limited job opportunities make it difficult for many families to escape a cycle of deprivation. Many once bustling shops are now boarded up, leaving empty streets that seem to have missed their own breath. Residents here still love their city, but that love comes with vigilance. They still gather at family restaurants, still play zydeco music, still maintain long-standing traditions, but also remember to lock their doors carefully each night. There are neighborhoods where you can enjoy the best fried catfish of your life. But just a few houses away are places you should never park your car for too long. Monroe is a two-sided picture. One side shows southern charm with excellent cuisine and deep culture. The other side shows violence, poverty, and growing insecurity. The city resembles a sad zydeco tune, both beautiful and painful, both captivating and reflecting an inescapable sorrow. Perhaps the most accurate description of Monroe is this. This is where delicious food and police sirens coexist. And your life depends on which part of the city you enter at the right time. Anchorage, cold, expensive and dangerous. Anchorage is Alaska's largest city and almost the only gateway to the rest of this frozen land. Many people think of Anchorage as a place blending majestic nature with gentle urban life. Snow-covered mountains visible from street corners, roads where moose might casually cross, and night skies occasionally illuminated by auroras. But that beauty is only part of the story. This city conceals a much harsher reality. This city has a crime rate higher than Detroit, the name that once topped America's most dangerous places list. Violent crimes frequently occur, ranging from assaults to more serious situations. Poverty crimes also rank among the highest. Simply put, even while living among white snow or majestic mountains, you must remain as vigilant as in the center of a troubled major city. Living here isn't cheap either, with housing prices, rent, and especially food costs all above the national average. Everything must be transported by plane or ship, making prices significantly higher. Even the most basic items make residents hesitate. You can buy a bunch of bananas at such a high price it feels like paying for the entire transportation process from the tropics to the far north. The climate makes life more burdensome, with long winters, gloomy skies, and daylight disappearing for months at a time. Seasonal depression here is not a vague concept but a familiar part of many people's lives. Going out requires multiple layers of clothing, and returning home takes extra courage to face the isolation winter brings. The city has breathtaking moments, from mountain reflections on frozen lakes to the aurora dancing across the starry sky. But that beauty doesn't erase the reality that living in the far north is a trade-off. You pay with insecurity, isolation, and mental pressure from endless winters. Al-Kharid reminds you that majestic nature doesn't always come with safety. In this region, the cold is just the beginning. The harder challenge is the constant need for vigilance, even when everything around is unbelievably beautiful. Jackson, where the difference isn't just water. Jackson, the capital of Mississippi, is known as the cradle of the blues and Southern culture. The city has a rustic charm with old churches, cozy soul food joints, and people speaking in a charming, slow drawl. But beneath that rich cultural layer is a reality locals face daily. Jackson's violent crime rate is among the highest in the United States. Shootings, robberies, and assaults occur at alarming rates, making police sirens a familiar sound every night. In many neighborhoods, taking one wrong turn instantly brings a sense of danger. Residents live in a state of constant alert, always cautious when going out or returning home. The situation worsens with Jackson's prolonged clean water crisis. At times, tap water resembles weak coffee, has low pressure, or doesn't flow at all. People line up for bottled water, boil water for hygiene, and store jugs for difficult days. The image of a family boiling water while hearing police sirens outside is not rare here. The average household income is only about $38,000, while infrastructure is severely degraded, with pothole-filled roads, glittering traffic lights, and frequent power and plumbing failures. Life in Jackson thus constantly teeters on the edge between normalcy and chaos. These issues make residents feel they must overcome more obstacles than the city provides support. Still, Jackson retains its unique beauty. Blues music still plays on street corners, soul food joints still glow each evening, and Southern hospitality remains. But all of that is overshadowed by an atmosphere of insecurity felt by everyone living here. Jackson was once a city of music. Now, the familiar sound isn't a guitar but a siren tearing through the night. Gary, the city of extreme crime. Gary, Indiana, was once a major steel hub in America, a hopeful city with factories running day and night and tens of thousands of workers flocking in. It's also the hometown of Michael Jackson, Gary. But that glory didn't last. As the steel industry collapsed, the city spiraled into decline. Over a few decades, the population dropped over 60%, from 175,000 to under 70,000. This decline left deserted streets, rows of abandoned houses, and neighborhoods with only a few families holding on. Many houses are listed for as low as $12,000, but still find no buyer. The price is shockingly low, clearly reflecting the cost anyone choosing to live here must pay. Gary is now one of the cities with the highest violent crime rates in the U.S. Assaults, robberies, and gun violence occur frequently, casting a shadow of insecurity over the entire city. Many areas are so desolate that any minor noise puts residents on edge. As residents feel as if they left to fend for themselves amid increasing decay. Gary's infrastructure is severely affected, with many public buildings deteriorating. Essential services unstable, and job opportunities very limited. The city resembles an old record playing its glorious past, but the sound is distorted and distant. Yet Gary isn't dead. Amid the ruins, some choose to stay, maintaining the houses still standing. Reopening small shops and trying to keep the city from sinking completely in the dark. They believe Gary can revive, though slowly and with great difficulty. Gary symbolizes the fragility of once prosperous cities. It hasn't vanished, but no longer thrives as it once did. Dead. Behind the dazzling lights of America, there are still places where light never reaches, where poverty, isolation, and crime become an endless cycle with no way out. The crime statistics are just the tip of the iceberg. The hidden part is that people who stay out all night listening to sirens, nurturing hope for a peaceful tomorrow. Because in America or anywhere else, the most dangerous city isn't the one with the most crime, but the one where people have stopped trusting each other.